I've signed up for my first 50-mile ultramarathon. It's on the September 13th. And this is gonna document my journey. So, 2024, October, was the first time I ever went out to run. I went for a 5K and it had a bit of elevation. We live just off the South Downs, so we go out of my house, straight up onto the hill. I had to stop a lot, and I'll put some stats in the little corner somewhere, showing what that first run looked like. The reason I started running was because I wanted to perform better on the football pitch. I've been playing football for quite a while, mostly just five-a-side, nothing major, local leagues, things like that, not to any kind of high level. And I was playing 11-a-side, and I suddenly realised how bad my fitness was on the bigger pitch. Long runs were killing me. So I thought, I need to fix this. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to start running. I've never been into running before in my life. In fact, I've hated it my entire life. I've avoided it like the plague. And then something started happening. I started enjoying the runs even more than I was enjoying playing football. Suddenly the runs became this sort of part of my week where I looked forward to trying to tackle the hill for the first time and get up it and not have to stop. And then I was doing these 5Ks around all my other training, and I was getting so much joy from it that I was thinking, well, what can I do with this? So I signed up for my first half marathon in February. Around this time as well, around Christmas, I was running, and I thought, I wonder if I could run a half marathon within the first year of running. And then I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that. I wonder if I could run a marathon in my first year. I think I can do that too. I wonder, with the right training and the right preparation, can I do a 50-mile ultramarathon run within the first year of running? So, first marathon ever is next weekend. I'm excited, I'm nervous. I've been doing a lot of the half marathon distance now. That's kind of become a big part of my training. Getting through that distance feels good. I kind of wanted the challenge of making a half marathon feel normal to me, which is bonkers considering that in February was the first time I did a half marathon as an event. And my body was tired after that, but now I've just kept running every day with strength training, and it's almost like I've unlocked that distance now. So I suppose the next step is to unlock the marathon and see what I can do with that. I think it'll hurt. I think it'll feel great. Like I said, I'm excited and nervous. So a lot of the time before I go out for a run, I'll have some electrolytes or some kind of carb drink maybe. And this is my normal run. I'll go straight up a hill onto the South Downs. We're so lucky where we live. But this hill is monstrous. It is such a task to get up it. And I remember the first time I tried to run ever, it was just brutal getting up there. Here I'm probably about halfway up. It just keeps going and going and going for ages. So really good strength and conditioning. Made me feel amazing when I came to run just a flat marathon. Here it doesn't really look like it, but it's still climbing. So the marathon is in about a week and a half. Week on Saturday. It's Friday today. And I do wonder, like,
why? I just think, like, why do we do marathons? Why do we run? Why have I woken up this morning to go for a run at 6 a.m? And I don't really have an answer, but the only thing I can think of is it makes me feel strong, it makes me feel creative, it makes me feel inspired, and it sets me up for the rest of my day. And although I don't run very often in the morning, I do go and strength train in the morning, and I do my run in the afternoon, and I sandwich that with my work, my creative work, and writing music. And I find there's a real compliment there. I started finding it hard just to wake up and be creative all day, every day. Being active, testing myself in other ways is what keeps me driven.
They try to lock me down, I've been too busy killing it. They try to take my crown and I ain't really feeling it. He be on demon time, but he move like God willing it. All that gas turned to vapor when I'm giving it. I'm on the grind for the paper like I'm milling it. About to hit a mill off the skill for the thrill of it. Put anything in my way and I'ma deal with it. You ain't never seen the power like this, the world in my fist. I take a shot and nah, I ain't never miss. It ain't a gift, I be hitting licks without the assist. I'm sick with it, it don't matter the risk. I stick with it, it don't matter the cinch, it gets messy. Yeah, I'm a beast, ready to feast, and you don't wanna test him. I'll be deep up in the streets and you gon' learn your lesson. Like a priest ready to preach, yeah, you gon' feel the blessing. Yeah, they try to tell me I was born gifted. They ain't see the hours of work, the sweat dripping. I'm a live wire charge.
What you can do is take the other foot back behind you if you need to, just to offload the weight a little bit, but
Oh God!
yeah, these are fab, right? Especially with all the runs that you're doing, because you're going to be tight through the front of your hip, like through your hip flexor. This is like creating more space at the front.
So that's marathon 1 in the bag. It was an interesting experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My body held up really well. I was really grateful for my body and the training that I'd done that led to being able to actually pull it off. Because of it being a trail run, there's so many other variables that are going on. There's a lot of elevation. There's a lot of single track in this particular run. The first maybe 5 kilometers or so, I was maybe even more than that. It was all single track, and we were also almost single file running. So the pace was dictated by the people in front of me, which is fine. I don't mind that. I wasn't really too worried about what I was going to be doing in terms of time. I just knew that I didn't want I wanted to put in a good effort. So really my goal was to remain an under 5 minute kilometer pace, and for the most part I did that. I kind of stuck around the 4:45, 5:20, and considering the elevation and all the other tricky parts that were going on, I'm really pleased with that. I kept it really consistent, which was the most part, and then as the run went on, we hit 27 kilometers, and you see my pace start to get slower. And that's as we hit that 30 kilometer mark, it was the first time my body had felt that. So my legs were starting to burn, the elevation was starting to increase quite a bit. It suddenly got very, very hard, and we lost our way on the track as well. So we ended up adding 3 or 4 kilometers onto the marathon. I think maybe 3 kilometers. Got attacked by a horse, which was not fun. So there's all these like things that I didn't expect. I just thought I could find my pace, hold my pace, keep running, and not worry about it. And I suppose if I get into the London Marathon next year, or I'm planning on even going and doing the Austin Marathon, I would assume, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I can find my pace and hold it a lot better than on a trail run. I'm really looking forward to that. The trail run was so much fun, and I want to do more of them. And it's all building up to this ridiculous idea in my head that I have of doing a 50-mile ultra in September. I'm quite nervous about that now, and I'm equally excited. That was the thing in my head of, can I get through the training and the running that it takes to be able to successfully navigate a 50-mile ultramarathon within my first year of running. That's the goal. That's what I'm putting out into the world. That's what I'm going to try and do.